Welcome to the Postgame Week 6 Falcons versus Bills recap.
Victory post
Our
game.
first
Victory post
first
game.
reactions initially. You are tuned in to us with Point Game Official. I'm your gracious host, C-Mo to C. Mitchell. Got the homie Greer over here from Falcons Nation on Facebook. Facebook group if you're looking for a good home to just engage in good Falcons discussion and 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 analysis and thoughts on some of the takes, any updates. Falcons Nation is a really good, great group for you guys to tap in with. I'm gonna put a link in the description, or I'll put a link in the comments down below for you guys to be able to check them out. But yeah, like everything was working tonight. Like your stars did what you wanted them to do. Kyle Pitts didn't necessarily have a great game per se by the numbers, but he was involved in the offense when he got the ball to him. But the player of the game on offense was definitely Bijan Robinson. We really leaned on him as a workhorse. He had over 200, I think like 230, 240 something all-purpose yards. He had over 150, maybe like 170 rushing yards, and we'll pull that up here in a second. Drake London had an amazing game. And here, I'll scroll these stats for you right now. Bijan Robinson gave you 170 rushing yards and a touchdown with 19 attempts. Algier gave you 10 attempts. And remember what I told you guys, that you want to get that golden number, that 35, 25 at least. We were close to 30 with our running backs. We hit 30 with Bubba Franks for another sneak play that I liked. He did a little tush push, trick play kind of coming from the tight end position and lining up under center. Michael Penix gave you 250 tonight, no interceptions and a touchdown. 20 for 32. We'll live with it. It's not those aren't bad numbers. We had some throws he would have wanted to get back. Drake London gave you 158 on 10 receptions for a touchdown. So not a whole lot else shaking in the past game aside from that. Bijan had 68 to contribute to it, but yeah, Greer, you mentioned that at halftime they changed up their blocking scheme against us because our defense was just eating all night
Yeah.
long. I mean, defense is that we probably should have had more sacks. It doesn't do us any justice for the way we were actually stopping them. They actually were able to get a few yards on us. But kind of tell me your thoughts a little bit on the blocking scheme and that Buffalo changed up after that to try to adjust.
Well, initially they were in a man blocking scheme. They were trying to go body on body, and when a team starts blitzing, they completely changed the blocking scheme. Let me start off by saying that they went completely to a zone blocking scheme from a man on man blocking scheme, and to me that's never a good sign. If you're gonna if you're gonna I'm not a fan of just going out with one blocking scheme and that's how we're gonna play this team, because I feel like it's intermittent based on the play you call. So if I'm calling, like if I got a lot of run plays and y'all are blitzing, it needs to be man. If we got a lot of pass plays and y'all are still blitzing, we got to go zone. And that's how I feel like it. But they didn't really do that because I think they don't do that because Josh Allen is a mobile guy, right? And so by him being mobile, they're relying on his mobility to say, oh well, we can do whatever we want to do. Far as so we just gonna go straight up man on man and create those alleys for where Josh can just take off running, because that's what man will kind of do for you. Man to give you huge alleys, because I can block, I can get on I can ISO my one guy, take him over here, Hughes and running lane for Josh. If we get caught in a man coverage or something like that, where everybody's got their back turned from the line of scrimmage, uh, he taking off 14, 15 yards. That's how you want to play a guy like that. You want to play a lot of cover two man, um, two cloud. Where the guys can actually watch their line of scrimmage. They can squat, and allow people to come in their zones. And right now, that's the best way to play them. I mean, that's what we did. We ran a lot of cover too. But that is what I feel like hurt them when they went to a zone blocking scheme, because Zach didn't blitz as much in the second half. When they went to a zone blocking scheme, if you pay attention to what happened, them guys were just I don't know if they wore them boys out. In the first half, we blitzed a lot, right? And they were getting there with the blitz. And then in the second half, man, I saw AJ blitz. So he was doing exotic blitzing. It wasn't like he was blitzing and scooping the A gaps and the C gap. AJ got in there one time, and it wasn't just the fact that he didn't necessarily get there, but he was, it was disruptive. He just, by him getting back there and he taking off running, it's like the quarterback is, oh my God, now I gotta watch for this. Oh my God, now I gotta watch for that. And that's the kind of thing that you get with that. So when they changed the blocking scheme, I already knew what was up. And not to mention, I saw him hobbling. I saw Allen hobbling, so that's probably why they changed the blocking scheme to zone, from a man to zone, because he ain't gonna be running around like that nohow, because he hurt.
So. 100% agree. Hey, shout out to Hannibal Black live in the chat. Thank you, appreciate you tuning in for us. You guys are just getting in. We are in the post game immediate reactions to the Falcons win over the Buffalo Bills, 14-24. And the box score does not necessarily do the game justice. Buffalo was able to get a lot of empty yards. Our defense really came out to play and to shut things down. I said we had to really eliminate a lot of their big plays. They didn't get a ton of big plays. We held Josh Allen under 50 yards on a lot of his scrambles, but we were able to sack him quite a bit of time, a few times. Not quite as much as the stat sheet showed, but we were definitely getting to him. We were able to force 2 turnovers in as far as interceptions are concerned. We forced him to throw 2 interceptions, but he had a couple of other interceptions that were very near. We had a lot of tackles for losses as well, too, and we were able to get a lot of hits on Josh Allen and just kind of keep him rattled a little bit all game. I mean, he didn't throw for over 200 yards.
Right. That's man,
that's the amazing stat. It didn't quite go exactly the way I said, but we played very disciplined brand of football. Mike Hughes and D. Alford. I mean, those guys, as good as our defensive line played and those edges played, those guys made some very critical, key, clutch plays because AJ was in his bag this game, so they didn't want to keep going at him too many times. But D. Alford and Mike Hughes made some very huge plays down the stretch to stop some key receptions and force the third down. A fourth down and force some 3 and outs on a few of those drives. I want to really kind of check out some of the post-game stats in terms of where they were at on third down, specifically speaking about this Buffalo team. I'll pull that up here in a second. But yeah, you all in all have to be very much pleased with this defense. This defense is a real deal defense.
Yes. Shout out to the defense. The defense gets a lot of credit for the game today. The defense gets my player of the game gonna be Bijan. It's hard not to give it to him every dang week, and you be trying to look for other people to give it to. Man, you got to get that dude. Man, you got to get that dude his props. Give him his flowers. Give him donuts and cookies and whatever else. I could get lemon pepper wings, whatever else I could give that guy.
Bijan drinks for free. He gets free lemon pepper wings this week.
Free lemon pepper wings, man. Hey, feed that man. Feed that man. That 80-yard run was crazy.
And listen, I want to, not to cut you off, but I want to bring up the defense's total. This defense did not give up over 300 total yards of offense to Buffalo.
That's Buffalo. Huge. I don't care what, no, but you can. I've seen a lot of people whining and complaining in the group. I call it whining and complaining because you just kind of, they were going off, they just going off script. I mean, it's almost like, are we watching the same game? But anyway, but like, you have to absolutely say who you're playing. You know what I'm saying, in this situation, because that is one of the more elite teams. That is a very good football team we just beat tonight, and we beat them. We didn't luck up. You know how some people did. You get the lucky roll, the lucky bounce, or whatever like that. Nah,
Hey,
bruh.
hey,
That
real quick,
defense
Greer.
went out there and beat up. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not sure if you all the way plugged in. Your audio is a little bit faint here and there. It's kind of not necessarily going out, but it's a little bit lower. So I don't know if you could maybe talk a little louder on that, or if there's a
Okay.
connectivity thing.
All
But
right.
yeah, just so
I'll
people.
talk a little louder. I'll
Yeah.
talk a little louder. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, that's better. It is breaking out a little bit. It's a little faint, so you might maybe check your connection a little later
All
on.
right. Let me see what I got here. All right, but I'm gonna keep talking, and
Yeah,
you just let me know.
yeah. Go ahead. What you're doing
Okay.
right there, that's good. That makes it better. But
Okay. All right. So, but like I was saying, this Bijan giving him the player of the game to me. Defense, hats off. Get the whole defense ball of the game. Uh, game ball. Um, that's just it. I mean, the special teams wasn't nothing that jumped off the page to me. Um, and we didn't turn the ball over. You know, it was a couple of little iffy
absolutely.
and what you got. Apparently got lucky on that one with Bijan fumble, but we
Right.
didn't turn the ball over. Defense had a stellar game. That was probably the best game I've seen defense play all year.
Yeah.
And they played a real good game in Minnesota. They played a real good game in Minnesota. I think they had 6 sacks in Minnesota or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
I really want to point out, man, Zach Harrison has been playing lights out for us all year long. I don't think he actually has a sack on the stat sheet for tonight, but he definitely had that last play of the game wound up being a deflection that he forced, where D'Angelo Malone got an interception. And there's a few other plays like that where Zach Harrison like forced some other plays. Ruka he got himself a sack tonight. A lot of people were really upset about us not drafting Jalen Carter before, and I put out a video last week talking about how it was better to have Bijan Robinson. It's like, oh well, this defense would be so much further along and all this, but again, all of our linemen that we have had in lieu of him have by committee been doing a wonderful job and has this defense still top of the league. A lot of people were talking about how we were a defense that it's fool's gold because we were coming into the week having only played 5 games to other people, or 4 games to other people's 5 games, and even though we were holding teams down in terms of yardage, that we had been scored a little bit more on. But I mean, keeping Buffalo to only 14 points and being able to put up 24, that's really convincing. This defense is starting to put it together the way that we want. This identity of this team is a much more physical team. You have to. What would you say the identity of the Falcons team is right now, if you could sum it up into 1 or 2 sentences?
oh wow, you said 1 or 2
Let's
sentences.
say one
Okay.
sentence. If you could sum it up into 1 sentence, what would you say is the identity of this Falcons team right now?
Okay. All right. Just since you don't we're a hard nosed football team. We're a hard nosed, hard hat football team. Because and the reason why I say that is because we play defense at the line of scrimmage, right? And we run the football. And there's only 2 things you're gonna get because you gotta if you do in a collectively, uh if you collect all that together, that's just a hard nosed football team. It's not it's not a pretty team like air it out type, and a bunch of picks and a bunch of this and a bunch of that. No, we actually play football at the line of scrimmage.
Agreed.
And the last defense I remember, they remind me of New York the year they won a Super Bowl with Eli that first when they played the Patriots when the Patriots was like, undefeated when they played in the Super Bowl. That's what they remind me of as far as defensively. That tenacious, just the defense is headed towards. That defense was scary to me. Like honestly, like if I looked at it from a coordinator standpoint of view, that was a scary defense, and I've never ever really gauged the defense that I would say that was scary. That defense was scary, and those guys are headed in that direction to the point where they're actually getting scary. and it's based off of rotation. And now the secondary is really coming along. Like they're really buying into what Brick's selling. Brick is really getting all these guys on the same page because the secondary, they're understanding. All right, these guys up front, they're gonna do their job. They're gonna get you off your square. So all we got to do is make sure if the ball is, if it's a bad throw, we gonna shrink the window for you.
Right, right.
So
Right.
that's what my description. Scary. That's just a hard nosed football team.
And I got a stat up on the screen right now for those of you guys looking at us live in the chat right now over on YouTube. The Falcons defense blitzed Josh Allen on 55% of his dropbacks tonight. And that's the highest blitz rate he's had going back to 2021. It said he completed 8 of 14 for 120 and a touchdown, but he was pressured on 9 out of 19 on the blitz dropbacks, where he sacked 3 times. So we pressured him on 44% of his dropbacks. And that's the highest pressure he's had since week 5 of 2024, according to the pro next gen stats by NFL. So that's
the look
huge,
on his
man.
face said a lot. I mean, he had a look of this dismay, like he was bewildered. You could see it on his face.
Yeah.
They beat that boy up.
Yeah, he was very uncomfortable all night. You can see it right before the half. Josh Allen was definitely a bit rattled in it. And honestly, during the live stream, I was a bit concerned, saying like, "Hey, we can't give up this lead. We can't give up a lead. We can't let them come back out. We got to keep extending that jab." And that's one thing that I like about this team. Now, this team is learning to play better ball control. The team is learning to play better situational football. Look, I'm watching the post game right now. It looks like Raheem just gave the game ball to D'Angelo Malone, which is good for that young man.
That last play, man. Yeah, that last play.
Young man, because you could tell they really like him. It looks like they gave out 2. And I just got the screen on. I don't actually have the audio up, but I see they also tossed one to Bijan as well too. So it looks like they got 2 game balls, the offensive one and the defensive one. But man, you gotta love this team. Like I said before, good teams find a way to win, and we didn't find a way to lose this game. Bad teams find a way to lose the game, and that's my biggest standout this game, and my biggest takeaway from this is this Falcons team is learning how to hold on to wins and to play with that confidence and play with a lead.
Right.
You could tell that Raheem has a lot of trust in this defense by a lot of the play calls that they allow for the offense to have. And that's one thing that I will say that I don't like. That'll be in my 3 sets of 3 in the next upload as we preview for the next upcoming game as well too. But that's one of the things that I would like to see changed is a little bit of the play calling. I feel like Zach Robinson did get a little bit too cute tonight, but all in all, I'm very happy with the win that we got.
Right. That one play, I don't know what that was that the Buffalo Bills did. Where they run a bunch formation, max protect, and they try to hand the ball, and the guy dropped. He was running flat down the line.
Yeah, it was a third and short, and they tried to run like a little jet sweep type of
Is that what that was? I was trying to figure out if I call it a jet sweep because he didn't really come. I don't know what he was in motion or something. I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Either way, they got a little too cute, and that's something that we would have typically done. I really like that they did that, but this Falcons team,
that's what I was thinking
got
too.
so much speed up.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. That's some of that jet. That looked like some Zach Robinson mess right there.
He took a play out of Zach Robinson's playbook for worse, and that bit them in the butt. This Falcons team has too much lateral speed for them to try that type of stuff. And even if you just try to straight up punk them up the middle, we're at bend but don't break defense versus the run.
Right.
I'm not upset about how we play the run. We play the run on the way to the pass. Our priority has definitely been to stop the pass first and foremost. Jeff Olsen told us in all season that that's what he was going to do. His priority was going to be on actually stopping the pass first and the run being the next thing. We don't give up a ton with the run, but it's not hurting us. It's a passing league, and teams are going to pass, and we're really playing against it. So,
And hats off to Penix, because Penix was throwing that thing, man. He was.
listen. I have the route. I've got the route tree up for Drake London on some of the passes that Penix had, and he's got a few of them where he was able to get to 20 yards on the depth of target. A few of them were about 15 yards.
In that third quarter. What was that? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Was that the second quarter or third quarter? That was when he was just. I mean, it was just like he was just tearing them. He was lighting them up, and I was like, dang, I hate that they got to slow down now because he's in the groove right now.
Yeah.
And then, like, kind of when you got toward the end, they were more coaching them went into more. We need to protect this lead type. You know, they want to protect this lead mode. And I kind of get it because it was Buffalo. I mean, somebody else, you probably, just run it up. But man, Buffalo, that's a big win.
Yeah.
And that's a win that we needed. If we come away with that one, we need that one. We definitely need that one.
Right. Now, this is definitely a huge win. I think that this is a win that puts us. It puts the rest of the league on notice. It puts this team a little bit more on the map.
Somebody said that in the group too. Somebody said, "Okay, beat Buffalo. Rest of the league's on notice. We got to beat Carolina in Carolina. We need to. I mean, I'm talking about we need to put that foot in their back of their head and mash their face in the mud. They didn't beat us for the past 2 or 3 times we played them. Am I wrong?
We'll be playing them at home next time.
We played. Oh, you are right.
We played them in Carolina before. Now we will be playing Tampa Bay in Tampa the second game that we played them, and we got to put a foot on them for sure too.
Right.
I think
we owe them.
We can.
We owe them too. But Michael was throwing that joint, man. He was throwing, and they were keeping them clean, even though Matthews was out of there. They kept them clean. He didn't get it wasn't ugly.
That's
it wasn't the sack that he took was on him.
I forgot Jake Matthews went down. That's huge. I really love the way that this team responded with Jake Matthews going down, being out here both of your starting offensive tackles and your swing tackle.
Right, because you said Gerald. What was his name? Gerald somebody. Gerald Wilkes or something.
Well, Wilkerson was already in there.
Right, it was Gerald something else.
The other guy that came in. Hold on, let me get you his name. I don't want to butcher the man's name.
No, he deserves his props today. He deserved to have his name called correctly today.
He will drink free at the bar this week.
Right.
Let me get you this brother's name. I said it earlier in the live stream. Let me pull that stat back up for you. That roster back up. This brother's name is, and it was number 72, correct? Michael Jarrell.
Michael Jarrell. You know what? Did you look up how long we had him? Because I think we just picked him up not too long ago too. When everybody was going down, when everybody was
we picked him up. We picked him up earlier, and we signed him earlier in the off season. Right when everybody went down. Because I remember we got him from Seattle. Or something like that, or trade. I can't remember.
Oh, that's true.
We signed him. I remember talking about him before. Now that you mention it, and I'm looking at it, I have this graphic up on the screen above you for anybody who's in the chat or anybody tuning in to us. He was drafted by Seattle.
You're right. That's
the
guy.
Yep.
You are right.
And
you are absolutely.
That was a huge game for that brother tonight. Huge, stepped up.
And okay, so let's talk about him then. So, because I know a little bit more about him now that you're making me not know who he was, but remember who he was. So, I remember scouting him, and I was like, oh, he's mid. He's like a mid player, because his scores was like mid type scores, pass rush, run block, stuff like that. But the thing that jumped out to me was he was young. I think this was on his third year in the league or something like that. I'm gonna have to look it up. But what he came on, it's like he broke out a little bit last year, and then he had a great preseason. He was like one of the top scoring people in the preseason last year. Now I remember looking him up, and I think he only started like 9 or 10 games, and he was like coming off a rookie season. So he's super young. He's only 26 years old, right? 2 years of experience. So yeah, that's what really impressed me with him. It's like he caught fire, and I don't know why Seattle felt like, we ain't got time for him to come along, but he was definitely coming along. He was coming along strong. So his numbers, in my opinion, the numbers that they got on him, they don't match who or what he is or what he's gonna become. Because I'm leaning towards the guy being a starter in the NFL, regardless of who's out there with him. That's what I took away from him. I'm like, when I saw it, I was like, I really see what Terry did with that one. I see why Terry made that move, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they traded for him, right?
Feel like they did trade for him, or it might have been a signing. Let me look it up. And real quick before I do get it out, because I want to give some props. I'm not sure who I would say my defensive player of the game. I'm not sure if I actually said one earlier in the game, but I just want to leave note, man, that Alford, and this might be a little hyperbolic, but my immediate,
do your big one, bro. Do your big one, bro.
Alford might be. He had 4 tackles, 2 assists. He had a sack, an interception, and a tackle for loss.
I'm not afraid to say Alford.
He stepped up tremendously with us not playing Billy Bowman this game. So, I mean, shouts out to him. Also want to make note that David Onyemata gave us a sack. The brother Sam Roberts, who we picked up recently to fill in for the lack of defensive depth, he had a sack for us with 3 assists and a tackle. Ruka Roro had a tackle, an assist, and he had a sack. So that's 4 guys, 3 or 4 guys right there that had sacks.
Those are interior guys too. Didn't Ebiketie get one?
Ebiketie did not get one. I think Ebiketie, I feel like he had almost a tackle for loss. So he ran down Josh Allen on a few key plays. And
so that was the one. That might have been the one where Josh just barely fell over the line of scrimmage. So they probably wouldn't count that as a sack.
Yeah. And
that had to be that one.
You also had James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker, even though they don't show up on the stat sheet. I thought James Pierce Jr. got robbed for a sack or half a sack. He was in on that sack that they gave to Alford and Onyemata. Jalen Walker also had a near deflection on the interception, and they got forced to D. Alford across the middle. Right. He was rushing. The whole interior, the whole line was collapsed in the pocket, but Jalen Walker. They balled out. Yeah, he almost had a batted pass, but definitely forced, got in that passing lane on that, and that was a huge play right there. So, it was the brother's name is Michael Jarrell, correct?
Yeah, Michael Jarrell. Yeah, no, Michael Jarrell is like I said, that back to what I was saying about him. Yeah, I want to see if we traded for. I want to say we traded.
We traded for him.
Because Skinner, remember Skinner, defensive line. That's what I was finna say. The offensive lineman that Detroit re-signed him is a Skipper.
Well, we traded him for a conditional 7th round pick.
Right. Which ain't. You
leveled
but
up
Skipper,
with a guy.
Skipper was released.
Say again?
Was his name Michael Skipper was released that same week from Detroit, right?
Okay.
I think they re-signed him. What week 2 weeks ago, week ago? He started yesterday. I think that's his name. Is it Michael Skipper or something like that? And we went and drafted Jarrell. So I was like, okay, what is Terry doing? I went and looked at him, and Michael Jarrell that's a great future. I mean, because he's only 26. So yeah.
Hey, if he can mess around and be a swing tackle for us, or even keep filling in, I mean, he played some big minutes for us tonight. If that's all we get out of him for the rest of the year, that was huge. Who knows? We'll see what happens with the update with Jake Matthews. We're coming up close to on the end of time right now. We're about 30 minutes. I want to see if there's any update on Jake Matthews before we do get out of here.
So while you're doing that, I'm with you. I second your D Alford for defensive player of the game. He had a pick. He played real big football. It was if nothing else, if he keep playing like that, this is a grow up game for him. It's just like that's how I looked at him and Mike Hughes. The bye did them some good. I'm giving them their props because I was hard on Mike Hughes too, and he actually played real good today also.
Let's
And
see.
AJ,
As of
if
right
AJ,
now, there is no update on what the injury was. I mean, we just know that it was an ankle thing that kept him out for the rest of the game. It's likely that it will be another week or two because if he didn't, if they didn't feel like he could get back into the game and he couldn't move or put anything on it, there's a chance he might have to sit a little bit, which I'm okay with. If we have to do that, I'd like to see us do a lot more running moving forward. And just to bring up the stats for you guys again, I mean, we were able to, let me switch over to the Falcons stats. We were able to get 20 attempts out of Bijan and 10 out of Tyler Algier, and I like that ratio right there. And we were able to get the ball into Bijan's hands for another 6 receptions. Just tremendous the amount of work that kid put in tonight. 238 yards of total offense, a touchdown, just amazing. 81-yard run. I don't ever want to hear again that Bijan Robinson doesn't have breakaway speed. I don't ever want.
bro.
I had people in groups arguing me down, calling me. Listen, I ruffle a lot of feathers and I upset a lot of people. I know I make. As a child, I had a problem making my teachers feel stupid because I would correct them when they would be wrong and stuff.
Right.
And I don't be trying to be right on people, but when you be wrong sometimes. And it's like, no, man, listen, that guy had the angle on him. They said Bijan Robinson had ran 21.8 miles per hour. That is elite speed. There's only been a handful of guys. Anything sub 22 miles per hour is considered elite speed. A breakaway speed in the NFL, but you saw it on that play. Like there was no getting tired. There was no, and he did that breaking out of tackles. So guys had time to catch up to him. So
I think the issue is that he don't look like he running that fast, but that's because the camera's directly on him, though. You know, when the camera's directly on you, yeah, it's effortless. But yeah, that's elite speed. You said 21 miles per hour.
But yep, about 21.8, 21.7. And I think I'm going to get Hightower to talk about this again because he was a former running back himself. But it's not always about what's your fastest time. It's how fast can you hit that time and how long can you maintain that top speed. Because
Absolutely.
You can hit your top speed, and if it fizzles out, what does that matter? But if you can maintain that top speed and come down from it slower than everybody else comes down from theirs, that's huge.
Right.
So
nobody catching him though. Ain't no.
You gotta have an angle on him to catch him.
The guy that had the angle, he grabbed them big old thighs and he just realized, man, I'm trying to tackle a damn little grizzly bear.
And that's the other thing too. When you catch up to me, what are you gonna do when you catch up to me?
Yeah, how you gonna keep me on the ground? Right.
Because that little down when you catch up to him. So
right.
That's huge, man. Listen, man, we're going to get up out of here. You guys stay tuned for our 3 sets of 3 and our game preview on the San Francisco game that coming up next. That is who we play next, correct, Greer?
Yeah, 8 o'clock Sunday night.
G-Money.
8:20. Yeah, that's it. G-Money. You call G-Dub, whatever.
G-Dub, my bad, bro. I'm over here talking your government the whole time, but you know.
It don't matter.
We going to the top, baby. We gonna be rich anyway. They gonna be Googling us anyway. That stuff is public info. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you call me what you want to call me. Hey, right now tonight, I'm on a natural high right now.
Right.
But yeah, we play the Sunday night at 8 o'clock, another prime time game.
Definitely. Stay tuned for our 3 sets of 3 and our game preview for the San Francisco game. I appreciate you hopping in on the chat. I'm gonna put in the comments below the group for Falcons Nation. We'd love to have you guys over there. It's a great home, really stand up, good people, really great sports conversation. A lot of love in that community, not a lot of negativity, but it's not a place full of homers either. People are they're very realistic about their views and their takes, and we have the inner sibling fights, but it's all love at the end of the day. So
All up.
you guys stay tuned for that, and we'll also have our keys to victory later on in the week, and we're going to be streaming again for the Sunday night game this week coming up as well too. So definitely stay tuned to us. Hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the dopest local sports show on Falcons content. Point Game
Word
official
up.
Falcons Bird Bath. I got some Bucks fans to go troll and some Saints fans to go troll.
Go get them, bro.
Deuces.